that actually be sold last minute.
Exactly.
And you're pegging that on the price factor.
Exactly.
But since they're getting sold last minute, then we actually get a price of these bookings, isn't it?
Precisely.
Yes. All right, let's therefore go and talk about Mara. Isn't it? Everybody knows that when it comes to Mara, there's just one attraction that everybody wants to go there, but it doesn't happen all the time.
Absolutely.
Why should I go to Mara then?
Well, I think just to clarify, you are talking about the migration,
Yes.
which is obviously what brings everyone to the
Yes.
Masai Mara. But the Masai Mara is, the Masai Mara is the jewel in Kenya's crown. It's really what put Kenya on the map when it comes to tourism, and it is
Yes.
still the park that is the most visited in the world. So the Masai Mara, one of the reasons that makes the Masai Mara so special is just about the density of wildlife that is there. So if I remember the numbers correctly, whilst the Masai Mara represents only 0.50% of the landmass in Africa,
Yes.
it actually is home to about 45% of the largest male species on the African continent. So basically, regardless of the time of year you actually go and visit the Mara, you're pretty much guaranteed to see wildlife, and almost every time will you see the big five.
Yes.
So really, for the animal and wildlife lovers, the Masai Mara is really the place to go.
Yes.
And also just because of the vast expansive plains and the landscape, of the Masai Mara, which is completely different to any of the other parks in Kenya, it really is so densely populated, and it's easier to actually spot the animals because there's so much space.
Yes. And
so,
yes. And
sorry, go ahead.
I listen to you and ask myself, is this exactly even actually what informed the name for the company? Last minute Mara.
Exactly.
Isn't
so
it?
that's where the name came from. It was all about getting people to the Mara last minute.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Let's therefore talk about one of the biggest issues that actually happened within the Kenyan industry. I know this is a very competitive space. Everybody knows that. I mean,
Absolutely.
you go online, it doesn't take me a minute for me to find somebody who wants to take me somewhere.
Yeah.
Even today in the afternoon, I could land on somebody.
Yes,
but now,
could.
what really matters is, since we are talking to the Kenyan population and we are not known that much for traveling and actually experiencing our nation as well, how pertinent is accommodation to your plan? And do you think, therefore, that since you're selling last minute, you're pegging your model on the last minute sell-offs that will come at discounts? Are we well supplied with accommodation in the Mara that Kenyans will actually go in and get it at a discount?
100% yes.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, the Mara is actually very populated in terms of camps as well. Now, obviously, I can't speak for everyone, but personally, my belief is that it's getting to a point where there are starting to be too many accommodations in the Mara.
Yes.
And there are more going up every day. And I guess, in a sense, that shows it's because there is demand for it, which means that there are so many people who want to go to the Mara.
Yes.
When you look at, for example, August, which is really peak season in the Mara, a lot of the Mara was fully booked. It was very difficult to find beds in the Mara because there were so many people traveling into Kenya to be able to experience the migration. So there is a lot of selection when it comes to the Mara. I mean, you have your extremely high-end camps, like you have your sort of more mid-range, and then you also have your budget, and you also have camping options.
Yes.
So there really is something to suit every single need and every single desire, so to speak. So there's more than enough selection for everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your company attracts a lot of people, and that's a factor, isn't it? So we're talking about last minute traveling, and that enables you to get to the Mara. Now, when we're talking about ratios, because we've actually been blamed for not supporting the tourism industry now.
Yeah.